Welcome to Get Fully Booked, Go Viral, and Get Rich with Your Content, the podcast that fuels your marketing, your sales, and your entrepreneurial spirit. I am your host, Brittany Budd, and I am thrilled to welcome you to another amazing episode. This is where we deep dive into the world of marketing, sales strategy, visibility hacks, business breakthroughs, mindset mastery, and CEO habits. As a woman and a mom, I know what it takes to succeed in the online space, and I am here to share all of it with you. No sugarcoating, just real talk. Let's dive into another episode together. Friends, we're having an amazing week. I know I'm having a good week. I wanted to talk today about problems in your business. Business is not complicated. People tend to make it complicated because we have human brains, and human brains just love making a big old mess. But there are only a few things that can be going wrong in your business that are going to cause you to not be signing the clients that you want to be signing or making the money that you want to be making. You've either got a marketing problem, a sales problem, or a CEO problem. So let's talk about it. How do we figure out what the problem is? And I'll tell you right now, everyone that I'm talking to lately has a CEO problem. And so you might fall into one of these. You're definitely going to fall into one of these if you're not getting the results that you want to be getting from your business. But sometimes it's not just one of the three. Sometimes it's all of the three. Sometimes it's two of the three. They're kind of always juggling around and changing and rotating. So number one, marketing. A lot of people think that marketing and sales are the exact same thing, and they're not. Marketing is the way that you show up. It's the content you put out. It's the way you talk about your offer and working with you that gets people interested. It's not the thing that sells them. It's the thing that warms them up, turns up the dial, cranks the heat on them to get them hot and toasty warm to saying yes to hiring you. So if you think you're having a marketing problem, you want to be putting out content that speaks to where your ideal client is right now, today, in their lives, with respect to the thing that you help them with. Last week, I did content audits for people for free. Anyone that commented on my Facebook post for that one day, I was going to your page and I was scrolling through and I was looking at your content and figuring out what's up. And for most of the people, I just scroll so far back to even find one sales post. Some people hadn't made an actual offer to work with them in weeks. And I remember first coming onto the scene in online business 5 years ago, and there was a rule. Some of you may even remember this rule, but it was the 80-20 rule to not get Facebook pissed off at you. Say it at Facebook jail, where you had to talk about anything but your business 80% of the time, and then 20% of the time you could sneak in a business post and share about what you do or your products or your services and invite people to work with you. And I feel some of that mentality has hung around for a really long time of people don't like being sold to, people don't like being marketed at, people they back away, don't try to sell me. And I just I'm just not here for that. If you have an amazing product or service that is going to make me happier, healthier, make my life better in some way, shape, or form, don't be a dick. Tell me about it. We're not gatekeeping, girls. We're sharing. So tell me about it. Make my life better, please. Thank you. I love it. And I believe that every single person that's out here that has products or service-based business, you're doing it because you believe that the thing that you're selling is going to change someone's life. Otherwise, why would you do it? We're not Some of us are, but we're not. If you're listening, you're not like selling snake oil, right? Like you're not trying to pull a fast one over on people. You're not trying to like pull the wool over their eyes. You are here because you want to help other people and make their lives better. Stop being afraid to talk to people about what you do and how you help them. Because they're not going to know if you don't tell them. And so, like, when it comes to like a marketing issue, the biggest thing that I see is not that there is a problem with the content itself. Like, yeah, okay, we can start getting into like, oh, well, what's wrong with your content, blah, blah, blah. That is all very individualized. But for the most part, the marketing issue is that you're not marketing enough. Like, tell us more. You have to be top of mind. You have to be showing up because people are busy. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. We can always come up with, oh, it's a bad time of year, right? Winter, fall, summer, spring, it's always a bad time of year. There's always something going on with our families and our spouses and in our personal lives and with our health. Like there's always something going on. That doesn't mean that the thing that you help people with the most is not constantly in the back of their mind. Because for your ideal client, that it is. Right? They wake up, they're thinking about it, they're checking their phone, they're talking to their kids, they're still thinking about it. You know, they go about their day and it's just kind of hanging out back here, right? And the end of the day comes, you know, you lay your head on your pillow, you try to close your eyes and boom, it's just loud as ever, right? We've all been there. And so like your marketing needs to speak exactly to the person that's going to most benefit from the thing that you offer. So show up and say more. Like I always joke, like you're not going to make less money by showing up more. If you're worried that people are going to be annoyed by you, they're not. They're not, because they're not paying that much attention, which is why showing up more is in the most service of your ideal clients. If it's a sales issue, this is where the difference happens, right? We go from marketing to actually selling. So like not all of your content is marketing. Something that I teach in the membership is like the difference between copy and content. Copy is the words, like copywriting is the words that you are using to sell somebody. And like, yes, all of your content does some sales work for you because it lets people in and it connects you and forges that relationship and builds that know, like, trust. But not every piece of content has a very clean, clear call to action. And most people, this is where they hide, right? Like, oh, I'm going to put out this post and I'm going to be like, I'm accepting new clients. And then they don't say anything else. And so when it comes to actually boldly and audaciously selling and being like, this is the next thing for you. This is your next logical step to get you from where you are to the place that you want to go. I'm the one that's going to help you, my products, my services, and here's exactly what you need to do next and what to expect. My best like copy call to action prompts, particularly when I talk about like working one-on-one with me, I would say things very clearly, like not, oh, DM me, let's chat. Okay, people are like, I don't have time to chat. Like my kid is pulling on my shirt. My dog just threw up. Like I'll try to remember to do it later, right? Like they're distracted. Other people, like the natural human brain defaults to no and like negative things. Not like, well, yes, we are like negative towards ourselves, but I mean like negative grammar. So like, I can't, I won't, I don't. Like we just naturally get into those headspaces of, oh, I can't afford this. Oh, I don't have time for that. Oh, like this is going to be hard. And we're just wired for no. And so when you're saying things like, oh, like DM me and let's chat, like they're wired to be like, no, don't do that. Like you don't know what you're going to say. You don't want to waste her time. Get yourself sorted out before you DM this person, right? And that's not what you mean at all. You're like, let's talk. I want to talk to you. Like, let's have a normal conversation and just be two humans. their human brain is like, no, that's too much. I don't know. And then they're running, right? They're putting their head in the sand. If you're really clear about what you want them to do, like, yeah, maybe you do want to close people in the DMs, but if you say something like DM me the word chat, I don't know, to get them to kind of kick off, they're more likely to do that versus trying to awkwardly start a conversation. For my private clients, like, I love a sales call. I know so many people are like, ew, sales calls. I just don't have the time. I'm just too good for a sales call. I'm so sorry. I am way too protective of my time and my energy to let any old person get private access to me because I give so much. Like, we're meeting constantly for 45 minutes or an hour at a time. You have Voxer access to me Monday to Friday. I may answer you on the weekends. Like, you are consistently in my brain. We need to like each other. So I really like a sales call, especially for something that's like high level and high ticket. I just really like to make sure me and you, we vibe. We're going to be good friends and we're going to have a good time together because it's long term. And so, like, some of my best calls to action would be like, I'm going to put the link in the comments. You're going to go to the link. You are going to click the link. It is going to take you to my calendar and you are going to pick a time and we are going to carve out an hour together. And on this call, I'm going to ask you about your business, about your goals, and very clear, we're going to talk about what it looks like to work together. I'm going to identify the gaps and the blind spots that are standing in the way of you and the results in your business that you want. And we are going to have a business discussion about you making this kind of investment. And so people know, because something that I saw so frequently when sales calls were like the popular thing to do, and I know they're not the popular thing to do, but I love a sales call. People would get on those, and the way that they were marketed was, this isn't a sales call, this is a strategy call or a coaching session or like a free moment of us together. And then they'd be upset that the person would come on the call and not want to have a sales conversation. They just wanted free coaching and free support. You set it up that way because you gave it a weird name, because you didn't want to be salesy and you didn't tell them what was going to happen on the call. And so, like, super clear, this is what our conversation is going to be like. And if we decide we're a good fit to work together, then we will move forward in that relationship. And it is very clear, yep, you're going to cut a lot of people when you speak like that. Those are the people that were never going to hire you in the first place. So don't be sad when people unfollow you, unfriend you, unsubscribe from your email list, when you're very clearly and boldly saying, click this link, buy this thing. Once you buy this thing, you're going to get access to X, Y, and Z. And now the results start happening. And now the wheels are in motion. And now the needle starts to move. Like, this is what we're doing. Do not be afraid to sell your ass off and tell people exactly what to do. Like, McDonald's is not like, hey, are you maybe a little bit hungry? We're open. They just don't. They're like, you're starving to death. Here's a burger. Here's some fries. Look at the grease glistening in the light. Like, we get to be bold, and you're not an asshole for being clear and direct with people. I had a coach once who used this example, and like, I just love it. Like, if I went to my husband right now and I was like, hey, John, touch me, he's going to be like, okay. And he's going to like poke me on the shoulder. And that's not what I meant. But I wasn't clear at all with what I meant. My tone was a little bit like, if you're like, hey, baby, like, you're taking off your clothes and you're like, touch me here, touch me there. Now you got an excited buyer, right? Because you're clear and you're direct and you're bold in what you're saying. Of course, he's going to do exactly what I'm asking him to do. He's pumped that I am asking him to do these things. And so your ideal clients and the people in your world, they need that bold direction and expectation set. Okay. The third thing is the CEO mindset thing. This is where all the other things come together. Like, this is a vicious cycle where if your marketing's not getting people excited, then the sales posts aren't converting. And then when the sales posts aren't converting, the mindset starts to get a little wonky and you start to question everything. And you're wondering what's wrong with you, what's wrong with your audience. Your belief starts to plummet. Everything kind of starts to spiral. And then that bleeds into your marketing. And then it bleeds into your ability to sell. And then it bleeds into your mindset. And so like it's a cycle. We tend to, and like I really encourage my clients, I have a whole module on this in the 10K formula membership on like not allowing your business to be responsible for your emotions. And it's really hard. It's really hard for us, especially as women, because we are conditioned that our productivity determines our worth. And we're constantly fed shit like charge your worth. And like, we're just invaluable. Like, we are beyond worth that is like able to be comprehended in the human mind. But we've attached our business to be like, oh, well, like, if I charge my worth and I'm showing up and I'm worthy of having the things I want, when I'm not getting those things, then I guess I'm not worthy and people don't like me and something's wrong with me as a person. My audience doesn't like me well enough. My offer sucks. I'm not meant for this. And the belief goes down. And what I'm seeing right now, especially, is with the economy so shitty and has been for so long. And like, it's been years of us talking about how, like, oh, the market is shifting, the industry is changing, blah, blah, blah. Yet it still kind of fucking feels the same. I'm seeing so many people who have gotten into business, who have created high 5, 6, multiple 6-figure businesses. And like, people are just using way more discernment now. So it takes more effort to convert somebody. Like, I remember 5 years ago, it was like 5 to 7 touch points. And then like even last year, I think it was like up to 25 touch points. I had a girlfriend share a statistic recently that said it was 72 touch points, or as many as like 7 or 8 hours of consuming you. So I've been talking for 17 minutes now. If you've been listening for the whole time, amazing. But like, to get up to 8 hours of listening to me, that's a lot of videos. That's a lot of podcast episodes. That's a lot of, especially if you don't do video, that's a lot of reading. That's a lot of like YouTube shorts or reels. Like, it's a lot that people need to be exposed to you now before they really feel like they know you and allow themselves to trust you and then buy from you. And then with the economy all kind of wonky, people are like, they're more precious about their money. Like, they're more likely to hold on to their money until they trust themselves to make those investments. It was easier years ago for people to just like throw money around and not take it seriously. Like, we would joke that people would buy programs and courses and PDFs and then just like let them die in the graveyard of their inbox because they didn't open them. And people are just like, I can't do that anymore. Like, I'm unwilling to do that and like keep buying into these things. So now they're afraid of buying it all. Like, there is fear involved in your belief that you can still do this. And so like, your CEO mindset stems from your belief. And because there's low belief, because people are using more discernment when it comes to buying, and it takes more effort to convert somebody, and everything's just different, the belief is dropping. People's belief in their ability to actually have a successful business is getting lowered every day because there's so much evidence that it's not meant for them. Like, it was cute. You had your time in the sun. Now your time is over. Move along. Go get a day job. Go do this. Go do that. And there's something to be said about holding on in the industry. And there's obviously something to be said about if you are hating everything, why are you torturing yourself? But at the same time, if you believed with the same gusto and gumption that you did when you first started that you were meant for this, you are worthy no matter what, your audience loves you, they want to buy from you, they're excited. If you showed up every day with that level of belief, your marketing would shift, and then your sales would shift, and then you would start getting the results that you want to get. And I know it's hard because we look externally for evidence to prove what we're believing. But it's one of those things where you can't see love, you have to believe in it. Right? You can't see the error, you just have to believe that it's there. You maybe don't see that things are working in your favor right now, but I want to encourage anyone that's feeling like their CEO mindset is a little bit on the rocks. Please go and look at evidence that proves that you're meant to be here, because there is evidence that proves it. Even if it's just, well, in my heart, I don't feel like I can let go yet. That's evidence enough for you to believe that this was meant for you. But what conversations are you having? Are people are still out here engaging? Obviously, they're commenting, they're DMing you. There are opportunities for you to continue to forge those relationships with people. How can you show up for them and give for them in the highest level of belief? Because I promise you, there is no book floating out in the universe somewhere with in my mind is this big, old ancient book with lots of yellowing pages. And there's this massive quill and it's got this big feather on it and it's so pretty in my mind, but it doesn't exist. This big book out in the universe that does not exist that has everyone's names listed in it. And it's a pros and cons list of who's going to be successful and who's not. Your name's not in this book. This book doesn't exist determining whether you're successful or not. You are the one that decides, nope, I'm not going to be a victim to this situation anymore. I'm taking my control back. And people are still buying and I am fucking worthy and I am going to do this no matter what, and build your belief back up or not. That's up to you. But no one decides but you. No one gets to decide but you what's going on in your business and how you move forward. So now that I've covered the three major things, your marketing, your sales, your CEO mindset, which one do you feel resonates most with you? Which one do you feel like you want to tackle first? And if you need help or you have questions or support, please let me know. I'm happy to start setting you in the right direction. But I can tell you the mindset thing is going to be the number one. It's always my mindset. For me, it's always my mindset. So like I said, this is a little snippet of what we do in the 10K formula, which is getting its facelift right now. So we're going to be launching 10K formula 2.0, where you will get on-demand trainings. There are 3 sections. One is on growing your audience with the right people. The next section is on giving value so you can nurture and love and serve your audience. And then number 3 is all about getting sales, creating offers, launching, creating content that converts, having sales conversations, payments, contracts, all of those important things. You get an amazing community on Facebook, and every single week we come together for 90 minutes for a Zoom coaching session. It's $2,500 for the entire year, or you can do $250 a month. It's a very worthwhile investment if you are making less than $10,000 a month. If you are making between $1,000 and $5,000 a month, this is the perfect place for you to really hone in on what you're the authority on, how to create content, how to show up, how to create a business that is aligned to you and feels good to you, how to create offers that feel good to you, how to nurture that audience so it continues to grow and friends are talking about you to their friends. And it's just creating a beautiful little ecosystem in your corner of the internet full of raving fans who love you, who adore you, where you're doing the things that you feel called to do and you're passionate about, and it's lighting you up and it's paying you. So join now. You're going to love it. Also, everyone that joins, everyone that's in the membership is going to get my new course on using AI for business. I'm going to be covering like graphics and building your own GPT so you have your own social media manager as an artificial intelligence, but it's all customized by you. I'm going to teach you how to build your own. So you're going to walk away with a fully functioning one. It's going to be a 3-month course. If you don't want to join the membership and you just want to do the AI course, it's $9.97, 3 months. We're going to start July 1st. All right, my beauties. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you all later. Bye. As we end another episode of Get Fully Booked to Go Viral and Get Rich with Your Content, I just want to thank you for being part of this amazing community. Your dedication to your business and your dreams is so inspiring, and I am honored to be on this journey with you. Remember, your success is within reach, and I am here to support you every step of the way. Do not forget to subscribe to the podcast to keep the inspiration flowing. You can connect with me on Facebook where we can continue the party. Join my Facebook group for even more insights and connections. And I've got amazing freebies and resources down in the show notes. They're chock full of goodies to help you level up your game. Until our next episode, stay committed, stay inspired, and keep pushing towards your dreams. You have got this.